So let's talk about these true crime podcasts. You know, like Murders and Martinis and Crime Junkies. You know, these shows that women will stay up late at night and listen to when we're home alone and then wonder why we need to pop a Xanax to fall asleep at night. I watch them, I dig them, I get into it. I fall asleep to one every night, okay? I'm into that. I like murder. Sometimes murder's fun. And listen, I know male comics like to joke about how secretly women are into these shows because somehow we fantasize about being raped or kidnapped or something. Right, because that's every girl's fantasy. To be kidnapped, tied up, and left in the woods for some hunter to find while he's taking a piss. You know, it's that dream date that Taylor Swift is always singing about. But listen, fellas, I can assure you that we do not want to be kidnapped by some creepy guy. We don't. If you want to know what we're fantasizing about, I will tell you. We're fantasizing about kidnapping you and tossing your ass in the back of a van and forcing you to co-star in our cross-country reality van life show. That's what we're fantasizing about. The only difference is we're women, so we don't have to force you at gunpoint. No, we're gonna lure you with the pussy. That's what we do. We're like, oh, come on, babe, it'll be fun. It'll just be me and you in a van and a camera cross country. Think of all the sex tapes we could make. We could make sex tapes in the shower. We'll take Molly, and I'll let you stick it in my ass. I'll give you roadhead every day, babe. Please, come on, please, roadhead every day. Because when women want something, we turn into sluts. And then after eating nothing but mustard sandwiches for 2 weeks and driving 200 miles in the wrong direction, you don't want to give this guy roadhead anymore. You're not even attracted to him because he's stupid and he doesn't know how to fix anything. And the only thing you knew how to do is yell at him because you were raised by a bitch. And now you guys are broken down in the middle of nowhere with a flat tire that he can't fix. So he calls his mom. It's like, hey, since you have your mom on the phone, see if she can help you figure out what a clitoris is. Anyways, so I don't know why men and women have these problems and why men snap and, like strangle us to death. It's probably because we're annoying bitches. I don't know why it is. I don't get it. I don't, but really, ladies, we're gonna talk here. We have to be honest with ourselves. Women, we are our own worst enemy. Seriously, we do not back each other up. And when we do, we back up the wrong people. We pick and choose. And it's not fair. I mean, we all like true crime, right? All of us like true crime. But you just gotta look at the two famous cases out there. That's what you gotta look at. And the two big cases of our lifetime is O.J. Simpson and Casey Anthony, right? Everyone knows who they are. But listen, O.J. Simpson killed 2 people, got away with murder. We know that. Casey Anthony killed her 3-year-old, got away with murder. But O.J. has over 1 million followers on Twitter, okay? That's a fact. He makes in-depth analysis of football and fantasy football, and people pay him for this. He gets paid to talk about football. He signs autographs, and people pay for his autographs. He plays golf in golf tournaments. He sits on Twitter all day and talks about, he'll give his opinion on the Murdoch trials or whatever, Hunter Biden, all the different trials that are going on. Like, are you kidding me? You got away with murder and you're on Twitter talking about murder cases, about men who murdered their whole entire families, okay? Meanwhile, Casey Anthony lives in exile. She can't get a job because whenever when somebody does give her a job, people protest and get her fired. She has to live, I think she actually lives with the private investigator from the OJ trial. That's who she works for. Part-time work for OJ's private investigator. Okay, she can't, if she goes out in public, people throw drinks on her. OJ goes out in public, they take pictures with him and they post it on Twitter and Instagram. Are you kidding me? Do you not see the big difference here? And you wonder why we've never had a female president. And we wonder why men make way more money than we do. It's because men don't give a shit. I mean, men will be out in public and they'll see OJ and they'll be like, oh my God, Juice, why don't you sign my chest? Why don't you, here, sign my steak knife. Oh, come on, do it. He'll gladly sign the damn steak knife with a smile on his face. And they post it. People try to kill Casey Anthony. They send her death threats. It's ridiculous. And if you want to talk about a sad story, a truly sad story, can we talk about Casey Anthony, please? Because we know her dad was a pedophile. Big time. I mean, her dad was molesting her, molesting the granddaughter, and so what? She killed her kid. Can you blame her? I mean, I think she deserves the Mommy of the Year award. And you know what? Say what you want about Casey Anthony, but you know what? She's never gonna have to call a guy that she's been hooking up with and tell him he has head lice. Oh, I had that happen. You got lucky, Casey. But no, I'm just saying this stuff is so, the cognitive dissonance is so ridiculous. And we always blame men, ladies. We blame men for everything. The patriarchy, which is a total made up believe bullshit that feminists has like shoved down our throats since, I don't know, since as long, I mean, they were doing that when I was in college, okay? And it's a lie. It's made up. It's fantasy. I mean, just look at the Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, the most infamous pedophile. Is it Epstein or Epstein? And I guess it depends on which 15-year-old you asked, but I think it's Epstein. Anyways, but we know he's a pedophile, okay? We all know what happened. It's no big secret. But the only person that is doing any time for this, that is being punished in any way, is Ghislaine. The female, Ghislaine Maxwell. And yes, she's guilty. And yes, she should probably spend some time behind bars. But, oh, I don't know. What about the male pilots that flew these young girls around? I mean, they were like 15. They were clearly young. How could you not? How do you not know? You knew. Why isn't he in trouble? What about the chef? The chef that cooked them breakfast every morning or got them whatever they wanted. They don't get in trouble. I mean, this is ridiculous. Ghislaine's the only one. And since we're talking about this shit, I'm going to put this out there. And I don't care who I piss off. Because guess what? Some of those girls were not victims. They weren't. I'm sorry. That Sarah Ransom, what was she, 21 when she met Jeffrey Epstein? I actually pay, and that's another thing. These women make so much money, and some of them deserve it. Some deserve it, and they deserve a lot more. But some, they're just profiting off of other people's trauma and misery. But Sarah Ransom, I'm sorry, she was 21 when she met him. She was already she had previously worked as an escort before in some other country, moved to New York, met some other girl, and then started working for Jeffrey and doing, I don't know what they did on Pedo Island. I don't want to know. But the fact of the matter is, she was 21. She knew what she was getting herself into because she had already done it. Okay? She's not a victim. And if all the stuff she alleges, which I mean, she really didn't allege much, just that she had sex with Jeffrey, but still, why didn't she, if there was underage girls there, why didn't she go to the police? Why did she allow him to buy her all this stuff and get her an apartment in New York City? Do you know how expensive that is? I mean, where's the line, people? Please, where is the line between victim and co-conspirator? Because I am so confused. And I just don't think it's fair that Ghislaine is the only person that is doing time over this whole entire ordeal. But anyways, I guess that was my rant. But yeah, no. So that's what I'm doing because I'm a comic and I'm one of the fucking best, by the way. And I have tons and tons of material. So I'm just going to do small little bits and pieces. And then I'm going to end it up with a rant because, well, some of it I will be able to do a rant, but not some of my stuff is that I won't be able to add like a controversy at the end, but that's what you got to do. You got to piss people off in this country or it's like you don't exist. I mean, yeah, but no, I mean, ladies, we need to get our shit together. We need to quit putting others down. And like I made fun of Chelsea Handler and one of my other bits on my other post where I called her a slut because she fucked her way into the top. She did. But then I ended it with, I'm just jealous because I don't have a dick to suck to get me into the industry. So, I mean, that's different. Don't hold that against me. That is different. But since we're talking about true crime, the only thing I really care about is who killed Bob Saget. Can we talk about Bob Saget, please? Listen, what was he in his 60s? Was he in his 50s or 60s? I don't know. But he was healthy enough that I would have fucked him, all right? So I think it's odd that he gets a skull fracture that gives him the raccoon eyes and then he just dies. No phone call, no nothing. And can we hold Anthony Fauci accountable, please? Yes, it was the COVID vaccine, folks. We know what was going on. It was the same thing that happened to that stupid twat. And I'm calling her stupid because she's not funny. What was her? Heather McDonald? You know, where she got up there and she was saying, I'm double vaxxed and I got my shingles. Like, how old are you that you need a damn shingles vaccine, first off? And then she's like, I got my flu shot. I've never even had a flu shot, let alone the damn flu. And anyway, and then she's like, Jesus loves me more. And then she like passes out and hits her head. And she had a skull fracture, the raccoon eyes, just like Bob Saget. So I think we have to hold Anthony Fauci accountable for Bob Saget's death. Seriously, that's what happened. He had COVID. He had the vaccine. It was just too much. And we're not talking about it. And am I going to get demonetized? Well, I'm not even monetized to get demonetized. But listen, we need to talk about this because Fauci was running that ferret fuck farm all around the world. He was. They were doing all kinds of the gain of function research. And they've been doing it for years. And it was Obama that shut it down and was like, Fauci, I love you, Fauci, but I can't do an Obama impression. But now he had to shut it down. He was like, Fauci, I can't have a ferret fuck farm on my watch, you know. But anyways, yeah, I mean, could you imagine if that would have happened when Obama was president? Seriously. I mean, could you imagine Fox News? I mean, they would have been like Kenyan witch doctor and his voodoo queen wife. I don't know. I'm just rambling. But anyways, that is Then Comedy's Dead. Quick, easy. I'm going to try to do a setup here because I think you have to have a setup. Like, fuck that. I'm not that type of girl. I'm not, and I've been writing for I don't know how many years, and I got 2 years worth of fucking material that I gotta get out there, so I don't have time to decorate. Pissed. Anyways, like, follow, and subscribe.